And now for the extra awkward intro.
Dinosa, you are a dinosaur. Dinosa, you are a dinosaur.
Hey my Dino dolls, so today we're going to be doing the palettes I regret not purchasing. All of these palettes are palettes that, if given the chance at regular price, I would be purchasing today if I could. But most of them were either limited edition or they were out before I was really into makeup. Some of these palettes are still available on eBay or Amazon, but they're like double or triple the price, and ain't nobody got time for that. But anyway, I have two face palettes and the rest are eyeshadow palettes. The first face palette I regret not purchasing is the Benefit's Cheekathon palette. I know that Benefit recently came out with the Cheek Parade face palette, which I'm contemplating and may still purchase, but I personally wouldn't have hesitated if I had known about the Cheekathon palette. I think the packaging on the Cheekathon palette is way cuter than the Cheek Parade, and I don't know, I'm just really bummed about missing that one. The other face palette I have for you guys is the Becca face palette from last summer that they collabed with Jaclyn Hill on. I think the blushes and the highlighters in that palette were gorgeous. I personally don't own very many highlighters. I don't own Champagne Pop, and I know that that highlighter was in that palette, and it really was the perfect face palette for summer. If any of you guys have it, let me know. Sticking with Jaclyn Hill collabs, the first eyeshadow palette that I regret not purchasing and I have to talk about with you guys is Jaclyn Hill's Favorites eyeshadow palette collaboration with Morphe. I really loved the fun pops of color, the green, and also it had quite a few orange shades, which I know are similar to the 35O eyeshadow palette that I own. But I like that this particular Morphe palette has a wide variety and it's not just one color scheme, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. But this palette came out and was sold out before I was even into the makeup game, which is super unfortunate. And I'm really sad about it. I also have two Sugar Pill palettes for you guys. I personally regret not purchasing their Cold Chemistry and Edward Scissorhands palette. I know that the shades in both of these palettes are still shades that you can buy in single form on Sugar Pill's website, but I don't know, I like the convenience of a palette. I don't really use my single eyeshadows very often. Believe it or not, I don't even have a Z palette. I should probably make one because then I would probably use my single eyeshadows more often. But yeah, can we just take a minute to admire the Edward Scissorhands packaging and the fact that there's a bush shaped like a T-Rex. This palette was meant to be in my collection, and I'm really sad I don't have it. I also have two palettes by Too Faced Cosmetics that I missed out on. The first one is the Pretty Rebel palette, which I love the packaging on. I actually decorated my bedroom door when I was a teenager with black ribbon in this kind of pattern, like in the packaging of this palette. I just think it's super cute. I don't even really know that I would use too many of the eyeshadows. I feel like I own most of these colors already. Probably more than one of each too. But you guys already know I'm a sucker for packaging. The other Too Faced palette that I regret not purchasing is the Too Faced Stardust palette. And that was a collaboration with Vegas Nay. Don't quote me, but I think that this palette was one of the first collaborations with a beauty influencer ever, or maybe it was just Too Faced's first collaboration. I'm not really sure, but the quality of the shadows in this particular palette are so much better. They're way more pigmented than the Nikki Tutorials palette, and the colors are just more up my alley. My friend owns this palette, and I had the opportunity to use hers a couple of times, and like I said, it's just really good quality. The dark brown from this palette is probably honestly one of my favorite brown eyeshadows that I've ever used, which says a lot. And again, I'm just sad that I wasn't into makeup a whole lot when this palette was a thing. If you guys have it, you're super lucky. I have quite a few Kat Von D palettes that I regret not purchasing. Two of them being the Monarch and Chrysalis butterfly palettes. For one, the packaging again is absolutely stunning. And purple and orange together are like one of my favorite color combinations. Probably second favorite to orange and pink together. And I know a lot of people really loved both of these palettes. I'm honestly surprised that it's not part of her permanent line, because I know the Monarch palette sold really well and a lot of people loved it. Please, please bring them back. Okay, now we're down to the last 4 palettes. And these 4 palettes are like I want to kick my own ass for not purchasing these when I had the opportunity to, because these ones are just perfection. Sticking with the Kat Von D, I have the Pastel Goth eyeshadow palette, which I think honestly is the best pastel palette so far to date. And Lorac, which is also one of my all-time favorite eyeshadow formulas, recently came out with a pastel palette. I think it's like the brunch palette or something. And it was actually really disappointing that the Pastel Goth palette is way, way better. The shade Clementine, oh my god, you guys, I need it in my life. My life can't be complete without it. The last Kat Von D palette I have for you guys is the My Vida Loca, which was the palette that looked a lot like a color wheel. And I know a lot of people complained about how big and bulky the packaging was, but I honestly don't care. I think it's a genius idea, and as an artsy person, I can really appreciate that it's like a full color wheel. It really truly just speaks to me, and if anybody has this palette, or either of these palettes, and even if they're like lightly used or whatever and they don't want them, I would totally buy them. I'm just saying. Every time I see somebody have the My Vida Loca palette in their collection or using it in a tutorial, I like die a little bit inside because I feel so incomplete that I don't have it. I don't know. I'm just really, really inspired by everything that palette has to offer. Literally everything. The last 2 palettes I have for you guys are Colored Raine's Queen of Hearts palette. I know that this palette has been released twice now. I was so excited when I found out they were going to release it for the second time because I missed out on it the first time, but I missed that one too. It sold out so quickly. It was stolen right out from under me, and I wasn't very happy about it.
People in the beauty community are kind of ruthless.
It's like Black Friday shopping online. It's crazy. But anyway, I just really love all the colors, and this palette, again, the purple and the orange, calls to me, and I know a lot of people were really happy with the quality of the shadows. I actually have been thinking about purchasing a different palette from them. I think they're about to release a new one, but if I can't do that, then I'll maybe try a couple of the singles and start up that Z palette like we talked about. I really just need to do it and stop talking about it. The last palette I have for you guys is a very upsetting one that I missed out on. And it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Master Palette by Mario. You guys, the only palette I own from Anastasia Beverly Hills is the Modern Renaissance, and I was so happy with that palette. It made it in my top 5 high-end palette video. I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it yet. And her shadows are just incredible. They're so pigmented, and it reminds me a lot of the Lorac formula, which I love so much, only maybe even better. Again, I was so inspired by the color selection of this palette. I knew I needed to have it, and I just couldn't find it at any of my local beauty stores. And when I tried to order it online, it was sold out. I was so upset. And every time I see somebody using this palette, my heart just like breaks a little bit. I love the green and the blue and red shade.
I need them in my life.
I will probably forever be sad. I'll forever be mourning the Master Palette by Mario. I really wish they would have kept this palette as a permanent part of their line, because I know it did really well, especially with Mario being Kim Kardashian's makeup artist and everyone's obsession of wanting to look like Kim K. I don't know. I think that's silly, but the palette's beautiful, and I really do regret not purchasing that one. If any of you know of any good dupes for this palette, definitely let me know, because I will not rest until I find one. It's killing me. But yeah. So there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So that's all of the palettes. Well, not all of them, but all the ones I can think of at the top of my head that I regret not purchasing. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, don't be shy. Hit that subscribe button down below, as well as that notification bell, and you will be notified as soon as I upload them. Welcome to our little herd of awkward. I hope you guys are all doing well, and until my next video, stay well until then. I love you guys so much. Dino out. Bye.